The Grand Arena of Convergence stood silent as representatives from 47 species gathered for the ceremonial War Beast exhibition. Elodie adjusted her diplomatic sash, feeling the weight of Earth's reputation pressing down on her shoulders. Beside her, Truce carried a simple leather leash, his expression unreadable. "They're going to laugh," Elodie whispered, eyeing the massive creatures being paraded around the arena. The Crethean ambassador had brought a 20-foot-tall armored beast with crystalline spikes. The Vaxxer delegation showcased a creature that could apparently breathe plasma. Even the peaceful Melodians had presented a war beast, a serpentine entity that could shatter stone with sonic pulses. "Let them," Truce replied calmly, his grip steady on the leash. The exhibition wasn't merely ceremonial. For 3 centuries, the Galactic Council had maintained peace through a simple tradition. Each species demonstrated their capacity for war while simultaneously pledging to prevent it. War beasts were symbols. The more fearsome the creature, the more respect a species commanded. Ambassador Kelvora of the Crethean Empire stepped forward, his scales glinting under the arena lights. And now, his voice boomed across the amphitheater. "The humans of Earth will present their war beast." Elodie felt every eye turn toward them. Thousands of beings from across the galaxy, all waiting to see what humanity had brought. She could already see the skepticism in their multifaceted eyes, their tentacles twitching with barely concealed amusement. Truce walked forward, and at the end of his leash trotted a golden retriever named Captain. The silence lasted exactly 3 seconds before the laughter began. Captain wagged his tail enthusiastically, tongue lolling out as he surveyed the crowd with friendly curiosity. He was, by all accounts, an exceptionally good boy, but hardly what anyone would call a war beast. "This is an insult," roared the Cien general, his mandibles clicking with rage. "The humans mock this sacred tradition." Elodie stepped forward, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "We mock nothing. This is Captain. He is our war beast." More laughter. The Vaxxer ambassador's translator struggled to convey his species' equivalent of hysterical amusement. "Explain yourself, human," Kelvora demanded, though even he seemed more curious than angry now. "How is this small furry creature supposed to represent humanity's capacity for warfare?" Truce knelt down, scratching Captain behind the ears. The dog's tail wagged harder, and despite the tension, several aliens leaned forward with interest. "Every species here brought a beast engineered or evolved for destruction," Elodie began, her voice carrying across the arena. "Creatures built to kill, to terrify, to dominate. And they're impressive, truly, but they're also singular. Weapons with one purpose." She walked around Captain slowly, letting her words sink in. "This is Captain. His ancestors were wolves, apex predators that once hunted our ancestors. But humans did something no other species here has mentioned. We didn't just survive against our predators. We didn't just fight them or flee from them. We befriended them." Truce continued, standing up. "We looked at creatures designed by nature to hunt us, and we said, what if we worked together instead?" The laughter had stopped. Now there was only silence, the kind that comes with realization. "Captain's ancestors helped us hunt mammoths," Elodie said. "They guarded our children. They warned us of dangers. They died protecting us. And in return, we fed them, sheltered them, loved them. We turned our greatest threat into our most loyal companion." She looked around the arena, meeting the eyes of various ambassadors. "Every species here brought a war beast to show their power. We brought Captain to show our philosophy. Humans don't just conquer or destroy. We adapt. We bond. We turn enemies into allies." Captain chose that moment to perform a trick, sitting on command and offering his paw to Truce. Several aliens made sounds that their translators rendered as surprised chirps. "It's trained?" asked a Melodian scientist, leaning forward with fascination. "He knows about 47 commands," Truce replied. "Sit, stay, fetch, protect, comfort, alert, search." Captain can detect explosives, find survivors in rubble, provide emotional support to traumatized soldiers, and yes, he can attack on command if necessary. But that's his last resort, not his first instinct. Kelvora descended from his platform, approaching Captain with cautious curiosity. The dog looked up at the massive reptilian alien and wagged his tail. "It shows no fear," the ambassador observed. "Because we taught him not to," Elodie explained. That's what humans do. We take the impossible and make it natural. We took wolves and created dogs. We took the wilderness and built cities. We looked at the stars and figured out how to reach them. She paused, letting her next words carry weight. And when we encountered all of you, dozens of species more advanced than us, some of whom wanted to conquer or exploit us, we did what we always do. We made friends. Captain barked once, a friendly sound that echoed strangely in the vast arena. Our war beast isn't just a weapon, Truce said quietly. He's a promise. A reminder that humans would rather turn enemies into companions than battlefield into graveyards. But he looked up, his eyes hard now. Never mistake kindness for weakness. The same species that befriended wolves also survived ice ages, plagues, and world wars. We're still here because we're very, very good at adapting and surviving. Elodie added. Kelvora studied Captain for a long moment, then did something that surprised everyone in the arena. He knelt down, a gesture of respect his species reserved for equals, and extended one clawed hand toward the dog. Captain, being captain, licked it. The Creathian ambassador made a sound that might have been laughter. Humanity is accepted into the council with full honors, he announced. Not because of the fear they inspire, but because of the hope. As the arena erupted in a mixture of applause, clicks, and harmonic vibrations, Elodie felt the tension drain from her shoulders. Truce grinned at her, and Captain sat between them, tail still wagging, completely unaware that he'd just redefined galactic diplomacy. Good boy, Truce whispered, and Captain's tail wagged even harder. In the end, every species had brought a war beast, but only humanity had brought a friend. And in the vast complexity of galactic politics, that made all the difference.